YouTube right quick. No, come in here. What's up? What's up? What's up? Just getting everything coordinated here. Am I live? How come I can't see myself? Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out why I can't see myself on my phone. Give me where I can get on my phone. What's up, everybody? Sorry, I apologize. I'm just getting my phone kind of corrected here so I can see the live chats going on. Big Game James here. You know what? It's funny because I said I wasn't going to go live probably for like 3 or 4 days or anything like that. But I changed my mind because I got a happy signing, a damn good signing for the boys. I've been wanting this signing for a very long time. I've been wanting this to happen for a very long time. I've been wanting Mr. Robert Quinn since his North Carolina days when he was over with the Rams killing it. I wanted Robert Quinn. But, you know, today is just a really good day. I know yesterday I was on the mic on the ones and twos yesterday about Demarcus Lawrence. But and the feelings that we had, but the boys really scored a big one when they nabbed Robert Quinn today. Let me see if I can get my phone now so I can see y'all. Okay, where can I go? Where do I go to see the comments? Pull them up. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm just trying to get everything situated, and then we'll get to talking about some Cowboys football, so I do apologize about that. I'm just getting everything situated here today, and then like I said, we're going to chop it up and talk about a few things. You got it? Anyway, so Robert Quinn traded today for highway robbery, what I call a highway robbery. I mean, we gave up a 2020 6th-round pick. I believe when we first started, the Dallas Cowboys were first starting out, it was a 2020 4th-round pick. But to come back within less than a week and get a 2020 pick for a 6th-rounder, man, we just ate good. Dallas just ate good. Signed him to a 1-year deal, $8 million. Can get up to 10, I believe 9 or 10 million if he gets over 7 sacks. But still a great deal for the Cowboys, a great deal for the defense. First, I want to kill all the notion that this is like a bargaining tool to go against D.Law. Like, oh, we're getting Quinn to replace D.Law. No, that to me that's never was the case. It's to add to. Robert Quinn has strictly been that right defensive end, going against that left tackle. Demarcus Lawrence, left defensive end. That's his spot. You know, he's doing his thing. All right, there we go. Now the people are in there. What's up, everybody? I'm so sorry. What up, Booty Warrior? My dog. My dog. There we go. I'm getting everybody in here now. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm sorry. I need to see people at least talking. You know what I mean? I might not be able to acknowledge everybody, but I want people in here so we can chop it up and talk. Anyway, Robert Quinn gets traded. He's with the Cowboys. I'm excited. I've been wanting this dude. Actually, I spoke this into existence. You know how they say you can pray and pray and pray, and you can speak things to existence? Well, I did. I was hella praying for some Robert Quinn. When I found out about a couple months ago that they were going to possibly get rid of him either via trade or just outright releasing him, I was on it. Like, come on, man. Come on. We need some Robert Quinn. That would be a great bookend. If you got Demarcus Lawrence on the left side, you got a Robert Quinn on the right side because you have the unknown with Randy Gregory. We don't know if he's getting suspended or not. Taco Charlton hasn't really stepped to the forefront as far as being that first-round draft pick. And once again, as I said yesterday, he's a left defensive end. And so as long as he's behind Demarcus Lawrence, And I believe they're going to sign him. I believe they're going to get him signed. But as long as he is behind Demarcus Lawrence, Taco Charlton ain't going to get no work. So that's a good backup. I mean, he's just not that dominant type starter. He just not. He probably could get about 7 sacks, but I don't feel like it's going to be in that starter position. So you bring in Demarcus Lawrence. You sign Robert Quinn on that right side. You still got Dorrance Armstrong Jr., who showed some flashes off the edge, who could be like a pass rush specialist on a third down or can help with some snaps. You still got Tyrone Crawford, who he is what he is. He's the butcher. He's the guy that can do everything. He's not great in one area. He's not excellent. But now you can play him on end, but now you can slide him back in that tackle position where he thrived at the 3 tech before Dallas started moving him around. So now it just behooves the Cowboys to get Demarcus Lawrence in the building, and I believe it's going to happen. You know, I was a little leery, and I didn't know, but when you get Robert Quinn, and I believe Demarcus Lawrence is wanting to stay with the Cowboys, wanting to stay with Dallas, is wanting to ride with the Cowboys, and if you can't get excited as a player and see, okay, they got these other guys on the team, I want to come in and do this. You go from doubting what that defensive line looks like to, wow, now you got Demarcus Lawrence, if you get him signed. You got Robert Quinn. You have Antoine Woods. You have Malik Collins. You have Tyrone Crawford. You have Taco Charlton. You have Dorrance Armstrong Jr. You have your other 2 signings, Christian Covington in the middle. You have Kerry Hyder from the Lions, who was playing defensive end, but with that size, you can slide him at the 3 tech as well because he's played it when he was in Detroit. So now you go from, dang, what are we going to do, to now you're feeling great. And remember what we talked about in that draft, that we wanted to go in there with luxury picks. We wanted to go in there with not having to feel like to reach like we did maybe a couple years ago with Taco. Now you don't feel like you're reaching. Now you go in that draft like, who do we get? Because you helped your offense out on the receiving tip. You made the big trade in the middle of the season with Amari Cooper. You come back with a Randall Cobb, who I love Randall Cobb. He's just been a monster ever since I've watched him. I remember what he did to the Cowboys in 2014, and I just remember the dude can straight out play. So you get a 3 wide receiver set of Cobb, Michael Gallup, who I think is going to really take big strides in his second year. Of course, Amari Cooper. Now you can slide Cooper in the slot. You can move these guys around. You got old man Witten, who I wasn't excited about Witten coming back, but he is a veteran. He is a wily veteran. He is one of the all-time greats in Cowboys history, and he is going to be a security blanket for Dak. And then, hopefully he can help Blake Jarwin and Schultz grow. But now you can still draft another tight end if you want. You can draft a defensive tackle if you want. You can draft a safety if you want. You feel me? You can go offensive line if you wanted to. You know what I mean? You can go cornerback position, which I think cornerback position may really be to the forefront now because, with the unknown uncertainty with Byron Jones, his contract is coming up. I know Chris Richard was out there in Houston today, the University of Houston, watching Isaiah Johnson, who I really like. I love the size, 6'2", and he's the type of size that Richard likes. Isaiah Johnson, cornerback from Houston, 6'2", about 208 pounds. He got a little bit injury on the bench today, but I really like that kid, and you can see him going in the second round. And before you'd be like, why in the hell would Dallas draft a cornerback? Now you're looking in the draft like, hey, that's a luxury. You get what I'm saying? And you're definitely going to need some more cornerbacks. So it's just a win for the Cowboys right now. They didn't spend a crazy amount of money. I think there's about $17 million before Quinn, so I think there's about $9 million left in the tag right now. And shout out to everybody who's in here. Shout out to everybody who's listening right now. I appreciate y'all. Oh, yeah, and let me mention safety as well because we do need safety because I do feel like, and I forgot about mentioning George Iocca. Dang, I mean, come on, Cowboys. Y'all just hooked it up. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. I mean, we criticize Stephen Jones. We criticize Jerry Jones. I've been critical. We criticized them, but you know what? They got this cap back together. Willie McClay has been a monster the whole time, with the Cowboys, and he was the one that really pushed this Quinn signing. But if you look at how they've done with the managing the cap and staying true to their guns, sticking to their guns no matter what anybody says, I mean, you can't really get mad at Stephen Jones. We get frustrated, but you ain't got to like everything he does, but he's getting it where you want it. He's keeping that cap manageable, and we're going to have hella money next year, but he's keeping that cap manageable. These free agent signings that we've had, or the Dallas Cowboys had, Jason Witten, Robert Quinn, Randall Cobb, George Iocca, safety George Iocca, defensive tackle Christian Covington, defensive end Kerry Hyder, or he can play the tackle position, receiver Randall Cobb, Robert Quinn at the defensive end position, and then Jason Witten at the tight end position. Dallas basically covered all their bases, so they could go into the draft feeling good. And I'm feeling good because, like I said, now you can just go into that 58th pick and say, man, who do we really want? Do we want to go after a safety right now? Do we want to hit a defensive end? Because you got so many options because of what you did in free agency. And all the Cowboy fans that were screaming, why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Look at everybody else. Look at everybody else is doing. Dallas didn't move. They didn't waver. They waited till the right possible time, and they got the people that they wanted for the cheap. And I really like Covington and Hyder because they're young guys. These aren't old players that they got in free agency. Even Quinn, George Iocca. George Iocca is what, 28 going on 29? Robert Quinn's 28 going on 29. You got Hyder, who's I believe 26. Covington, who's 25. Randall Cobb, who's 28 going on 29. These guys aren't like super old players, and they're not in long deals. These are like one-year deals that they're doing. So big shout outs to the Cowboys front office. I've been frustrated, but I can't say anything about my Cowboys right now but happiness. Just the main thing right now to me is just getting our coaching staff to really get us over the hump, because I said before yesterday, we have the talent to beat any team in the NFC. We have the talent to run the East. I mean, you think 2 out of 3 years Dallas has won the East with good players. But you add these guys that I believe we have in the fold, that makes us even better. So there's no reason why the Cowboys should not run the East. But it has to be Jason Garrett and that staff that has to get us over the hump. Because, I mean, we should be perennial team who's playing for the playoffs every single year. We should be a 9 to 10 win team right now with the team we have. It's not like we're old. It's not like the Cowboys are over the hill gang, 35, 36 that we were years ago. We're one of the youngest teams in the league. So you should be happy about this because you're bringing guys on board that are not even old players and you don't have them in long-term contracts. Dallas is winning right now. And if the coaching staff can get you over the hump, man, there's no reason why you shouldn't have at least 1 or 2 Super Bowls with this young core, or at least 1 appearance or something. So that's what the staff has just really got to do. The staff has just really got to get us over the hump, because the front office is doing their damn job. You feel me? The front office is doing the job that we all wanted them to do. I remember Cowboys fans, we've been mad because we couldn't sign anybody because we're in cap hell. And you know what? Stephen Jones came out and said we're not going to do that. He's not going to overpay for regular players. Not going to overpay for guys that they don't feel that they need those $20 million contracts. I think the impasse with Demarcus Lawrence is just, the numbers. I mean, it's $2.5 million. I know they can meet that. I know the Cowboys and Demarcus Lawrence agent can get that together. And that's why I feel like he's still going to get signed, because it's kind of like, dang, they came too far, and I don't want to have to deal with, let's trade D.Law for a first rounder. No, let's not trade D.Law. Let's not trade D.Law. And just if you heard Stephen Jones, I posted him on the Big Game James page. If you heard Stephen Jones, he said, I want Robert Quinn on the right, and we want Demarcus Lawrence on the left, and you want Randy Gregory, if he's able to play, backing him up, your other guys. That's what they are envisioning. You know, when Stephen Jones talked about Dez Bryant last year, it wasn't a ringing endorsement. You know what I'm saying? When he got rid of Dez Bryant, you knew it was coming, because you didn't hear no kind of confidence in them trying to re-sign no Dez or renegotiate or restructure that contract. You kind of knew it was the end. I don't have that feeling when I was listening to Stephen Jones about Demarcus Lawrence, because he just highly praised him. He was talking about how Ron Marinelli loves Demarcus Lawrence and how he plays hard. Demarcus Lawrence goes out all the time. I mean, that kid does play hard. And he's got his act together. It wasn't not too long ago when Demarcus Lawrence had the drug suspension, had a little bit of the issues, and people were wondering, like, hey, they traded up in the second round to get this kid. Is this guy really the kid that they thought they were going to be? And Stephen Jones also said he's homegrown. And we mentioned this on our Silver and Blue Nation show on Sundays, that he's done it the right way as far as homegrown. He progressively got better, and now you want to reward him. And so that's what I want to see happen, because Demarcus Lawrence has become a leader in the locker room. He's took over, like I said yesterday, the Hot Boys name, and they've kind of just meshed into it. We need Demarcus Lawrence. I don't care what anybody else is telling me. We need Demarcus Lawrence, because he's just going to solidify what we're trying to do as far as a team, and as far as we're trying to go, as far as running this East, running this NFC, because you've seen the Seattle Seahawks had their little run. Now they're kind of trying to rebuild. The Packers, they don't have McCarthy no more. Yeah, they got Aaron Rodgers, but they're trying to rebuild. The Saints, yeah, they got Drew Brees, but we beat them Saints last year, and I think we can beat them again. Who else? Carolina, I ain't worried about them. Atlanta, straight chokers all the time. Philly, boo, they whack. I ain't worried about no Carson Wentz. I'm not worried about anybody in the East, and I'm not trying to be super cocky with it, but there ain't no reason why we shouldn't run that East. We ran it last year, the year before. There's no reason why they shouldn't be running that East every year. Period. Point blank. Facts. You get what I'm saying? So let me just say what's up to everybody. I can't get everybody's name, but I just want to say what's up. I appreciate everybody who was in the show, listening to me right now, or listening to Silver and Blue Nation. Appreciate you. Like I said, I wasn't going to even jump on here, but when they got Robert Quinn, dude, I was geeked. I don't know about y'all, but I was geeked, because that's another bookend that we needed. I mean, I know Robert Quinn hasn't did what he did since he had those 19 sacks with the Rams, but I don't think he's had any lower than 6.5 sacks his whole career. That's damn good in my eyes. He had the back surgery in 2015. But from what the Cowboys checked out, that it wasn't going to affect him, and he only signed a 1-year deal. So, hey, use him for that year. If you choose to go somewhere else, Dallas didn't lose, especially if you're using him for that year to get you to a championship or a Super Bowl. This is the prime time, just like I said last year. Jason Garrett, coaching staff, this is the prime time to take it. This is a year, like I said last year, that you can take it. Take the East, and you can win the NFC. You can compete for this Super Bowl this year. I just get frustrated because I'm looking at Garrett, and I try not to hate on this man. I try not to hate on Jason Garrett. I really don't. I mean, he has a winning record. He's won the East 3 seasons, NFC East 3 seasons. But it's just like, I only look at Jason Garrett now with playoffs, dog. I only look at Jason Garrett, regular season's all good, but I'm looking at Jason Garrett as playoffs now. You feel me? Like, and then I don't want the one playoff win. Like, I'm tired of seeing our team being wasted and just underachieving. We got a team that shouldn't underachieve any longer. We have a team that should rule and dominate every year, and if they're staying true to what they're saying as far as building through the draft, signing low-cost free agents, and keeping their own, then there shouldn't be no reason why they're not competing every single year for a title if you're using that method, because it seems like that method is working, because Dallas is winning. They haven't been losing in this method. They have been winning. They just haven't been winning big ones in the playoffs, and that's what we have to change. So you seen where Dallas got gashed up the middle against the Rams. Dallas goes out, Yeah, they weren't big signings, but I like the Christian Covington kid. 3.5 sacks in 12 games. You're backing up J.J. Watt and those guys. And he's 25 and he's active. 6'2", 310 pounds, very active guy. Kerry Hyder, 8 sacks, 2016. You saw his big bull rush, big size, kind of big, thick kid. You can use him on the outside. You can slide him on the inside on passing downs. You get what I mean? And then, of course, you get the Robert Quinn, who's another guy who comes explosive off the edge. Just imagine Demarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn off the edges, dog. And if some way, some chance, if Randy Gregory's ever to play this year, oh my God, I'm feeling really good about the team. But once again, it has to be that coaching. But like I said, I just really wanted to jump on here. What's up, Sean? Let me see if I can get some shout outs. Stevie Mack, Germ on the beat, Sean East, Super Trail, what's up? Marquise E, Karis Henderson, what's up? Woody Miller, every Dallas Hart, Stevie Wonder, I love the names on here. Hey Ron, what up, fam? How you doing? Juwan James, what's up? I'm trying to get at Ready Rock Steady. What's up? How you doing? Let me try to get to your anybody who's just jump in and throw me some questions right quick. I'm not going to stay in here too long because one thing I'm going to tell y'all what I do. I don't try to talk for no hour just to be holding up no space. I try to get in and get out. I ain't trying to keep y'all here like, oh, Lord, you just keep talking. No, I ain't that dude. I'm going to say what I got to say, and I'm going to get the hell off. So I ain't going to be keeping y'all forever. But throw me some quick questions. I seen a few people ask about safety position. Juan Thornhill, I believe somebody asked me. I'm sorry, I don't have the name. You can repeat your name. Asked me about Juan Thornhill and Jonathan Abrams. Me personally, I would go Abrams over Thornhill because I just feel like Thornhill is amazing as far as an athletic ability. I think he has really good range. He has good size, good height, but he's not really a big-time tackler, and he's not super physical. Kind of reminds me of Byron Jones in a way, in my personal opinion. Great athlete, but just not a real physical guy. Abrams, a little on the shorter side. He's 5'11", not super short, but he's stockily built, supremely confident, has good hips. He's a good safe pick, I believe. I would definitely, if I was to choose between Abrams and Thornhill, I would go with Thornhill. I would go with Abrams just because I like the competition he played. I love his confidence, and he's not, a stiff guy. He tested well, had a good pro day, and I think he's a good safe pick at 58. And he's eating dinner with Jerry Jones. And anytime you're eating dinner with Jerry Jones, that sounds like he may try to scoop you up. Jerry Jones ain't just eating dinner with everybody. So that could be a guy that could really, really be on the radar. I know Taylor Rapp is visiting the Cowboys as well. He's definitely a good safety. But between those two, I would go Abrams over Thornhill, in my opinion. All right, so I got No Dak Ninja. Let me see what we got going on here. Backup QB, who do we get? Y'all need to give Mike White a chance. A lot of people hating on Mike White. Mike White is not a bad player. Oh, thank you, Katina, for the $1 donation. Appreciate you. Thank you. We love you, Katina. Appreciate you. Anybody else wants to donate to the Silver and Blue cause, go ahead and hit that little donation button. We're gonna keep on grinding. I got some good. We're gonna have an awesome show this Sunday. Gonna have one of our a fan come in, Dallas Peppers. We're getting everything coordinated. Going to have a fan inside the show, and we're going to have some good guests, and I might have a big-time appearance from a good Cowboys insider. Like I said, I can't say the name because I don't have the full commit, but we've been talking back and forth, so I'm getting everything kind of set up. So you guys make sure you tune in Sunday because it's going to be a banging show. But as I was saying before, we got to give Mike White a chance. They drafted him in the 5th round. I watched him last year in the Senior Bowl. That's what really had my eye because he was ripping it, throwing great touch passes, good arm. I mean, he completed like 65% of the passes when he was at Western Kentucky. He's got good size. I like his attitude. They drafted him with the idea of not letting him see the field last year. And I really ain't on the redhead. I can't remember his damn name. Somebody pop his name. That's how much I be thinking about it. I'm not really on him like that. I'd rather see Mike White take the second spot and not have an extra roster spot for 3 quarterbacks. I'd rather just have 2 quarterbacks, and I'd rather have Mike White at the backup position. People want a veteran, and I get that. I understand that. But I think we really need to give Mike White a chance. I think he's really going to surprise some people, in my opinion. And are we still interested in Duke Johnson? Yes, they are. Jerry Jones has still stated that it's either going to be in the draft that they're going to draft someone, or they're going to still look at the free agency tip. Duke Johnson is still out there. I don't know if they trade because they just traded a 2020 pick, so I don't know if they're going to trade any more picks like that. I think it's got to be a best deal for them. I would love to have Duke Johnson in the fold because he's that speedy type back that we need. I don't think we need a big lumbersome back like we had with Rod Smith. No hate on Rod Smith at all, but I just feel like Dallas needs one of those guys, those change of pace guys. As soon as you give him the ball, he's gone. We need a 4-4, 4-3 guy. Justin Hill, I like him fast. I want somebody who's just super fast that just really scares the defense and can blow the top off the defense. So anybody with some speed, yeah, Cooper Rush, thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry, but he's just a redhead, and he's not really anything good to me. Cooper Rush, everybody was jumping up and down about Cooper Rush when he came in, like calling him the next Tony Romo. Y'all got me all the way bent. He ain't nothing near the next Tony Romo, nothing. Smart kid, doesn't really have an arm, and I think if you had him starting 16 games, he would get straight murdered, and our team would do nothing. Jack poo. So give Mike White a chance, please. Hey, well, who you on? I'm gonna stick with Mike White. Hey, we can agree to disagree, but you got to look at it. You don't always need a veteran to help your quarterback. That's why you got John Kitna in the fold. That's why you got your quarterbacks coach to help Dak Prescott, not just a damn veteran. You don't need a veteran all the time to help your quarterback. He's going to be 4 years in the league now. He should know a little bit now. Dak Prescott, 4 years in the league, he should know a little bit. And I think he's got a lot of leeway with Kellen Moore because they grew together. So I feel like they have a good relationship. He's going to give him leeway, probably call checks at the line, be able to audible more, which Scott Linehan probably didn't let him do. And John Kitna was a huge hire, in my opinion, because John Kitna is one of those guys. He was around Mike Martz. He was around those good type offenses, and John Kitna was a gritty guy, and I just feel like he can speak to Dak mentally. I don't feel like Scott Linehan was in touch and in tune with the young players. I don't feel like he was that, and I feel like John Kitna is, and he will bring that to the table. And John Kitna has a good quarterback mind, and when you're coming under Mike Martz and those type of guys, it only helps you. So I believe the hire of John Kitna, along with working with Kellen Moore, I'm not hyping Kellen Moore like he's the next great offensive coordinator in the world, but I feel like with the guys that they have around him and him being young and flexible, it's just really going to help the whole team as a whole, and I think it's going to help Dak Prescott be even a better quarterback because he'll have leeway and a little bit more freedom. Sorry about that. My mic went out a little bit. I apologize. Boy, sorry about that, y'all. My mic went out. Excuse me. But Quincy Carter, yeah, I know. You feel me? Quincy Carter, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I know I went out. Can y'all hear me now? I went out for a quick second. My mic went out, so I do apologize about that. I'm back. But like I said, the biggest thing, I'm excited. I'm a defensive guy, and offense is great to me. You know, I love Ezekiel, Dak. I love Amari Cooper. I mean, even with our signings with Cam Fleming, we brought back Tavon Austin for the cheap, which was great. You got Jamez Holloway. I think they should have kept Keith Smith over him, but it is what it is. You better throw him the damn ball, and he better catch it like he didn't do it in the Indianapolis game. But getting Tavon Austin back for the super cheap. You got receivers in the fold. Noah Brown, Cedric Wilson's coming back from injury. Devin Smith, a lot of people don't talk about him. He's a speedster out of Ohio State. They signed him, I believe, to a 1 or 2 year deal. So the guys that we have in the fold on the offense is looks good, and you can add a tight end, another offensive lineman that can continue to build up, because I don't know if La'el Collins is going to be back after his contract is up next year. So you might want to draft an offensive lineman as well, or two, to solidify that line, because, you know, Tyron Smith isn't getting any younger, and I believe he's an old 28 to me with his body breaking down. So I definitely believe you need to look at that offensive line in this draft as well. A lot of people have been talking about safety, defensive tackle, defensive end. I definitely get that. But Dallas always has to keep that offensive line, because if you ain't got no offensive line, ain't nothing happening for your team anyway. So I would not be surprised if they drafted an offensive lineman high, and if they took an offensive lineman or two, I would not be mad at it, because you got to keep that offensive line set to be able to do what you want to do. No offensive line don't matter if you got Zeke or anybody else if you ain't got no offensive line. So, like I said, they re-signed Demarcus Lawrence. You go into the draft feeling great about yourself. It's a luxury draft. Willie McClay has been a monster as far as, you know, them picking good players. You know, with Ron Marinelli, they've been working out some good guys. I mean, Gerald Willis from Miami. They just had the kid Treston Hill from UCF. And he's a big boy. So many ways. Deebo Samuel. I like Deebo Samuel from South Carolina. So many guys that you can pick from. It's just exciting now. Because Dallas, I don't feel like Dallas has to reach in this draft. And when you don't have to reach in the draft, and you can kind of pick the best players available and let them fall where they may and just create competition, it's just a good thing for your team. When you got guys that are hungry to know that if you don't play good, your spot may be gone. Also, I know I've kind of been jumping around everywhere, but when I was bringing up cornerback position, you know, I've been hearing about the Byron Jones. He may get traded. You know, he may not be with the team. And then Jordan Lewis, you know, they were looking for feelers for him last year. Jordan Lewis might be on the block. Who knows? And I definitely don't want Jordan, because that's my dog. I got to meet him and talk to him a few times in interviews, and I love Jordan Lewis. So I would hate for that to happen, but I really feel like the cornerback's position needs to get solidified as well. We talk about safety, yes, and I want Jeff Heath to be a backup, although he had a great year, 85 tackles. You know, his best year actually is starting as a Cowboy, best year. So I can't hate on Jeff Heath, but I just want a starter. Him and Ioka kind of could battle it out and switch up spots, but I still want a guy that you can groom later on to take over that role. And as far as the cornerback position, I feel like we still need to get another top cornerback. I love Cheeto. I need to see what he's going to do this year. But I definitely feel like we need to get another big-time type cornerback to really help out that defense as well. I like our cornerbacks, but I don't love them. I like them, but I don't love them. I like Byron Jones, but I don't love Byron Jones. I like Cheeto, but I don't love Cheeto. You get what I'm saying? I like Anthony Brown and sometimes, but I don't love him. So, you know, we just really got to look at that cornerback position and need to kind of solidify that up as well. Yeah. I don't be loving these players. If you think I love players, Booty Warrior, you know that's a lie, because when Jason Witten came back, I was staunchly like, when Sean Lee was not talking about taking that pay cut, I was like, cut him. So I don't be loving no players like that, dog. I'm about trying to get Super Bowls for this team. I want this team to get Super Bowls. So it ain't about no love for no players from me. I got love for them as far as if they're producing. If they ain't producing, you got to go. I mean, that's just the way it is in the league. So if the production's not there, see ya. I ain't tripping off that. I want a Super Bowl. Been too long here watching the team getting close or having talent and just completely underachieving. We need a Super Bowl now. We need it. We need it now. The time is now. And the time, to me, when you're seeing these players that they're getting in the fold, it just kind of just heightens the status of we need to make this happen now. And Garrett doesn't have a contract extension. We saw what happened in 2013 when he had those consecutive 8-8 seasons and he had to step up and do the thing. 2014 came out blazing, 12-4, and like I said, we could have possibly went to a Super Bowl that year if we didn't have that fake call against Green Bay. So I think Garrett's going to have to coach his butt off, because if he's trying to get another contract, I mean, all your chips are on the table. You're going to have everybody that you really need as far as position-wise and player-wise go. So now you got to do it. It won't be an excuse on Garrett if we don't get anywhere this year. If Dallas Cowboys re-sign Tank and have a very good draft and you have these players and we stay relatively healthy the whole season, and if Garrett doesn't do it again, he got to go. He just got to go. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Garrett got to go if he can't do it this year and we don't have the crazy injuries and we're relatively healthy and you have these guys in the fold. Unless we super underachieve, Garrett got to go. Like, Garrett got to go. You feel me? So I'm about to head out here. Like I said before, I'm not going to try to talk all night, but I just want to hit it up today that I am excited about the Robert Quinn signing. I'm super, super excited. I'm going to get off here and read up some more, watch some more film. Make sure you check out my Big Game James page on Facebook. Also, we're on Twitter. Check out Silver and Blue Nation. Make sure you go like if you want to be a supporter and a subscriber to our Silver and Blue Nation on Facebook. You just go down there and you click the support button. It's $4.99 a month. But come on, y'all. Y'all know y'all spend $5 every month. Come on. I know y'all spend $5. You buy Black and Milds, beer, liquor, food, whatever. Y'all be kicking it. So I know you could do it. And it ain't about us being greedy. It's just about the support, so you can continue to build the nation, so we can get you really good content. Like I said, grinding hard for these interviews out here so we can keep the close ear to the streets of the Cowboys news. I can talk to you all I want about Cowboys stuff, but unless we actually hearing from them people that's really, really close to them Cowboys, and you ain't really saying nothing, you feel me? So I want to get it to where I'll talk to you about them Cowboys, but let's do this interview so we got somebody that's close to these Cowboys that's giving you some good, accurate news as well. And that's the plan that we want to do here at Silver and Blue Nation and Big Game James. Not just us show you our opinion, but come with them thoroughbreds that's in that Cowboys news, getting them press passes like we were last year, getting on the field, getting the interviews of the players. I want to just continue to bring the best content. So if we're going to continue to do that, we're going to definitely need your support. Continue to like and support our page. Be a subscriber to our YouTube page. Please do, because the more support you get, the more we can do. And I just really appreciate everybody who was in here today. I'm sorry if I didn't recognize everybody. It's kind of hard when these floods are feeding. I'm probably going to get another monitor over here where I can kind of see more of the names. So I definitely do apologize for me not mentioning everybody who was in the live feed today. I'm forever grateful and forever humble that everybody who was in here jumped in here and talked about some Cowboys football today. So I'm forever humbled, and I thank and appreciate everybody for listening. But Dallas has more to do. I'm just excited about this draft and to see who's actually going to be in the fold, because there's so many good deep players at a lot of positions, especially defensive end and defensive tackle. Safety's good, receivers good. Just a lot of good players. Not a lot of super dominant players, but a lot of good players that you can really add to your team and take your team even to another higher level when you already got guys in the fold. So I'm just excited to see what happens in this draft. I definitely believe I really feel like Demarcus Lawrence is going to get signed. I think it's a matter of time. If he does wait to get to shoulder surgery, yes, he might be out a game or two depending on when he does it, but then that's when other guys got to step up. You know, Taco Charlton, you got to step up. This is year 3, so if Demarcus Lawrence does get to surgery a little later, it's going to be on Taco to step up, because he's a left defensive end, and make those things happen. I mean, that's what you have to do when you're talking about you want opportunities and you want to get on the field. Well, this could be an opportunity to get on the field, and you have to make the most of your opportunity, Charlton. So get out there and go take it. Antoine Woods did it. He came in as everybody thought he was going to be a camp body coming in over from Tennessee, the Titans, and you've seen what he did. So take a hold of when you get the opportunities and make it happen and make this team better. So shout outs to everybody. Appreciate everybody that was here. And like I said, like and subscribe to our page to continue to support, because the more you do, the more we can do. I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of the stuff that we did this past season, going to these games and trying to get you this coverage, a lot of it was out of pocket because of the love that we have for our team, and just because we want to give you the best, closest Cowboys stuff. If you're not seeing it, we want you to see it here. So, don't want to sound like a broken record, but support, support, support. So with that being said, I hope everybody enjoyed our little chit chat. Continue to look at go on Facebook and check out Big Game James, Silver and Blue Nation. I keep it hot on Big Game James. I can't lie, I keep it hot. I keep it with the updated news. Everything that you want to know about, it's on that page. I try to keep it super thorough, so you're going to get all the latest updates if you follow my page. So make sure you continue to do that. Like the page, support, and then check us out this Sunday coming up, because as I said, I'm going to have a special guest on here, a fan. We talked in the inbox. His name is Dallas Pepper Sr., big-time Cowboys fan, played a little bit of football. He's going to jump in the studio. We're going to talk some more, and then we're going to have a few guests on there. I believe, I don't know if you ever heard of Tom Downey from Dallas Sports Chat. He's been on the show once before, and we talked last week, but he went and got married, so I think I'm going to bring him on this weekend too. Also, I got a gentleman named Robert Tucker. I had him on the show a couple times, and he's with Trench Warfare. He actually trained D.Law last year, and Taco, and Malik Collins, and David Irvin last year. Trained all those guys last year. And, man, he's got a plethora of kids. I believe he trained Montez Sweat this year, who had an amazing, killed it at the combine with the 40 time. He's got a lot of guys he's trained that have been setting records out there on their pro days, going from here to here with his training. So Mr. Tucker's going to be on there this Sunday. We're going to have him. And then once again, hopefully we got my special guest that you're really going to like. He's really big in a lot of circles, especially with Cowboys news. And we're going to ask him some really good questions, and he can get us some real good info. I'm trying to lock that down and solidify that for Sunday as well. So you don't want to miss this Sunday show. It's going to go down. We're going to be kicking it. We're going to be going hard like we always do. You know how we do. So check it out, y'all. I appreciate y'all's time. Love everybody that's come in. Share, and continue just to support, man. I love y'all. I just want to give all the fans out there shout outs, and I love everyone. I just love y'all. Y'all just cool. I love the names on here on YouTube, and let's continue to make this thing grow here in Silver and Blue Nation and Big Game James. So peace out from me. Deuces, and I'll holla. Peace.